At some point in the last 30 years, the motorhome industry made a decision. A quiet decision that nobody announced publicly, but that shaped every vehicle that came after it. The decision was this: a motorhome is a living space that happens to move, not a machine that happens to have a living space inside it. That decision determined everything. It determined the chassis choices, the engine specifications, the suspension tuning, the exterior proportions, the entire design philosophy of every Class A, every diesel pusher, every luxury coach that has been sold to American buyers for 3 decades. And for 3 decades, that decision produced vehicles that were comfortable when parked and tolerable when moving. Vehicles that asked you to accept the driving experience as the price of the living experience. Then Kenworth looked at that decision and rejected it entirely. The 2026 Kenworth W1250 Motorhome was not built around a living space. It was built around one of the most iconic American heavy truck platforms ever created, and the living space inside it is extraordinary. That sequence matters, because it changes everything about what this vehicle is and what it can do. The motorhome buyer has been sold a compromise for so long that most of them have stopped recognizing it as a compromise. They accept that a large motorhome handles like a large motor. They accept that highway driving at full load requires planning and patience. They accept that mountain grades require downshifting and attention. They accept that the chassis underneath their luxury interior was designed for moderate loads on maintained roads and adapted for something heavier than it was originally intended to carry. Kenworth has never built anything around compromise. The W Series platform exists in a different conversation entirely. It was engineered for sustained heavy-duty operation across conditions and distances that would expose the limitations of any platform not built to that specific standard. When Kenworth decided to build a motorhome on this foundation, the question was not whether the platform could handle the weight. The question was how far they could push the interior without the platform ever becoming a limiting factor. The answer to that question is the W1250, and it has no ceiling before the door opens. The exterior of the W1250 makes a statement that most motorhomes spend their entire design budget trying and failing to achieve. The long hood stretches forward like a declaration, not an aerodynamic compromise, not a design convention borrowed from a coach bus platform, a genuine long-nosed heavy truck hood that carries the full visual weight of the Kenworth W Series DNA. The massive chrome grille reflects American engineering pride in the literal sense. It catches light and throws it back at the surrounding environment. The yellow paint finish does not read as a color choice. It reads as a presence. Under show lighting or open highway sun, this vehicle does not blend into traffic. It commands the space around it. Smooth graphic lines flow along the full length of the body, giving the W1250 a sense of motion, even at rest. Triple rear axles communicate stability and load capacity before a single specification is read. Polished aluminum wheels, heavy-duty tires, side steps that are functional and precise, an aerodynamic roofline that maintains the classic Kenworth silhouette while reducing drag at the speeds. This vehicle was designed to cruise. Integrated LED lighting runs around the entire body for visibility and presence at night. Every compartment door is flush-mounted, lockable, and built for years of cross-country operation without degradation. This exterior was not styled. It was engineered to look exactly as capable as it is. Step inside and give the contrast a moment to register, because the transition from that exterior into this interior requires your brain to recalibrate what it was expecting. The driver's cockpit arrives first, and it does not feel like a motorhome cockpit. It feels like a command center. A modern digital display surfaces every critical vehicle system in a layout that is immediately readable, without the driver having to search for information. Advanced navigation. Ergonomic controls positioned with the logic of a vehicle designed for professional long-distance operation. A steering wheel wrapped in high-quality leather. Fully adjustable driver seats that isolate the operator from road surface variation across thousands of miles move through into the living area, and the W1250 reveals its second personality. The floor is high-end durable and finished for longevity rather than showroom presentation. The bedroom is built for the reality of extended stays, not for the optimism of a weekend trip. A full-size luxury bed with a high-quality mattress that competes directly with five-star hotel bedding sits in a space surrounded by storage that was designed around real travel volumes. Sound insulation removes the outside world when you want it. Removed, the kitchen answers the question that every serious motorhome buyer eventually asks, but rarely asks out loud. Can I actually cook in here? Not reheat, not prepare a simple meal. Cook. The W1250 kitchen carries premium countertops, a spacious sink, modern cabinetry, and a full appliance suite including refrigerator, cooktop, microwave, and oven. Storage solutions keep everything secure during transit so that arriving at a destination does not involve reassembling the kitchen before it is usable. The layout is efficient in the way that a working kitchen is efficient. Everything within reach, nothing requiring unnecessary movement. Whether the meal is breakfast before an early departure or a full dinner after a long day of driving. Under the long hood of the W1250 sits the engine that resolves the fundamental problem with every luxury motorhome that came before it. A high-output diesel power plant from the Cummins X series lineup, delivering massive torque figures that belong to a commercial truck conversation rather than a recreational vehicle one. This engine was not selected for fuel efficiency at light loads. It was selected for controlled, sustained strength across the real operating conditions of a vehicle this size. Pricing for the 2026 Kenworth W1250 motorhome starts well into the high six figures. Fully customized builds cross into seven-figure territory depending on features, finishes, and technology specifications. And before that number lands as a barrier, consider what it is actually purchasing. This is not a motorhome with an upgraded interior. This is a heavy-duty American truck platform carrying a mansion interior across any road in North America with the mechanical confidence of a vehicle that was engineered for sustained operation at commercial standards. The cost reflects a machine that will not ask you to lower your expectations of the driving experience to justify the living experience. It reflects a vehicle where the foundation was never the limiting factor, where the interior specification was never constrained by what the chassis could handle, where freedom of movement and quality of living exist at the same level, simultaneously rather than trading off against each other. The Kenworth W1250 motorhome costs what it costs because it delivers something the motorhome industry has been promising and under-delivering for 30 years. The real question is not whether it is worth the investment. The real question is what it says about the entire category that it took a truck manufacturer to prove it was possible. And what Kenworth builds on this platform when they decide to go further is the reason to stay close.